Hi guys, welcome back. So today I am here with my August TBR, and this month is all about knocking out ARCS. I do have a few other things that are going to be on my TBR as well, but the bulk of the books that I'm going to show you are ARCS that are either coming out in August or September that I want to get out of the way. So as always, this is a fairly large TBR. I do not think I will necessarily get to everything on it. However, these are the books that I'm hoping to get to sooner rather than later. I also have a few books that I've requested from my library that I will probably get this month, and so some of those will probably get slotted in here as well. And I think I have like 2 NetGalley ARCs that I need to read as well that are like August releases. So with all of that said, let's get into my tentative TBR for August. The first book that I am definitely going to be picking up as a buddy read with a few other girls, I will link their channels down below, is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. This is book 2 in the series. We read An Ember in the Ashes in July and all loved it, and so as soon as BookTubeathon is over, we are planning on picking this one up, which I'm really excited about. I've heard such good things about it and I loved book 1. Speaking of BookTubeathon, if you guys haven't seen my BookTubeathon TBR video, I will leave that linked up above. I do have a separate TBR. Those books are not on this TBR, but that is going to carry into the first few days of August. So if you're interested in seeing what I plan to read for BookTubeathon, check out that link up above. Next, I have a book that is out from my library that I want to get to soon. It is The Black Witch by Laurie Forrest. And I partly want to read this because I actually have an ARC of the sequel, which is coming out September, October, I think. So I'm hoping to read this month and then next month pick up the sequel. And this is a YA fantasy about a girl who is the granddaughter of the prophesied Black Witch, and I don't know what all happens, but it looks up my alley and I want to read it so that I can read my ARC of book 2. Next, I have a couple of books that are rollovers from last month's TBR. One of them is Kieran Rise, The Cast of Shadows by Ed Cruz and Ron Linktew. This is a book by indie authors that was given to me at BookCon for review, and I do need to get to it. This was one that I did not get to in July, but I do want to check it out. It is about a girl who is training in martial arts. Another book that I really want to read that I did not get to this month, maybe I'll get a chance to pick it up before the month is over. I am filming this a little bit early, but I'm not sure of that. But it is Lifelike by Jay Kristoff, and this is the beginning of his new YA sci-fi series, which I've heard such good things about. I really want to read it. Coming out in August, I have an ARC of City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, and this is a middle grade book. It is a ghost story. I've heard good things about it, and it is short, so I don't think it would take me that long to get through, so I do want to pick this up, especially since it is coming out August 28th, so I definitely need to get to this earlier in the month. Another one that was previously on my TBR that I haven't gotten to yet is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is already out in the UK. It is coming out in the United States in September, and it looks beautiful. My friend Leanna at Leanna's Library read it, and she said it was pretty good too, so I do really want to pick this one up. And then I also found an ARC of My Plain Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is already out, but I have not read it yet, and I want to. It is kind of a tongue-in-cheek retelling of Jane Eyre, where she can see dead people, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Then I have a pretty short ARC of a September release that I haven't shown you guys on this channel because I just got it sent to me in the mail by Red Lightning Books, but it looks really cool, and it's actually nonfiction, but it's called How to Murder Your Wealthy Lovers and Get Away with It: Money and Mayhem in the Gilded Age by Jane Simon Amison. So thank you to Red Lightning Books for sending this to me. I am super interested in this. It is nonfiction. It's the story about a 16-year-old young woman living in New Orleans just after the Civil War ended, where she basically seduced, married, and murdered a series of wealthy men, which is crazy, right? Like I am just like fascinated to know more about her story, and like I said, it is a pretty short book. It's less than 200 pages long, but yeah, I'm really interested in reading this. Another one that was probably on my TBR previously because I have it signed for a friend and I want to read it and finish it is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This actually doesn't come out until January, but it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Alright, and now I have a whole bunch of September releases. This is not even all of my September ARCs. If you guys haven't seen my haul from BEA and BookCon, you might know I got a ton of ARCs for September. So I want to read some of them in August so that I can get to some of them in September. So let's get into the ones that I'm hoping to get to this month. The first one I'm really excited for. It's called A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. It's supposed to be pretty stabby and it features a black Alice. So yeah, I am really interested to pick this one up. I've heard really good things about it and it sounds so cool. You know, I'm also really excited for Wildcard by Marie Lu. This is the second book in the duology that started with Warcross, which was one of my favorite books of last year. I really, really enjoyed it. This is about Amika Chen, who gets pulled into this virtual reality gaming world, and there's intrigue and all sorts of things happening. Anyway, it's really fun. I just loved book one. I had such a blast reading it, and I'm really excited to finish up the series. The next book on my TBR is one where I met the author. She seemed really cool, and this one seems really interesting. It's a contemporary YA. It's called Unclaimed Baggage by Jen Dahl, and I have heard some people who've read this already raving about it and saying it's just really fantastic. It is about a group of teenagers in the South who work at this place where all the unclaimed baggage goes, and they sort of sort through it to see what could be sold and what can't be. And so it's about not just where they're working, but also about them and their friendships and their families and identity. And yeah, it's just supposed to be really, really good. So I want to throw that in there. This month I also have a couple of nonfiction ARCs as well that I'm really looking forward to. The first one is We Are Not Yet Equal, Understanding Our Racial Divide by Carol Anderson with Tanya Bolden and forward by Nick Stone. This is actually a YA adaptation of her book White Rage, which talks about racial issues in America, which I am very interested in reading about. This one comes out on September 11th, and I am really hoping to pick it up in August. Then there's another one also coming out on September 11th that I'm really intrigued to pick up. It is Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger by Soraya Chemaly. And this one actually I don't think is YA. I think this is an adult nonfiction book considering the issue of anger in women and angry women, and so I am so here for it. I'm really excited to see what they have to say. Next, I have one that I've been hearing really good things about. It is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White, and this is another retelling. It's a retelling of Frankenstein, but dealing with his sister, Elizabeth. So yeah, I've been hearing good things about it. I've been wanting to pick up something by Kirsten White, so hopefully this will be a good one. And this I'm super jazzed for. In fact, I think Tomi Adeyemi might have said something about it, and I'm really excited to check it out. It's called She Would Be King by Wea Moore. This is adult fiction. It is part historical fiction, part magical realism. It is a reimagining of the birth of Liberia. It's a country in Africa. And yeah, I've just been hearing really good things about it, so I'm looking forward to that one. I also have a couple of middle grade books, one by one of my favorite authors that I really enjoy, Daniel Jose Older. He's got a new middle grade series, starting with Dactyl Hill Squad. The cover looks really cool. I'm sure, because he's great, it'll be great, but it sounds pretty awesome. It's got dinosaurs in Brooklyn during the Civil War, all of which sounds pretty freaking awesome. And then I've also got a middle grade book by the author of The Bear and the Nightingale, Catherine Arden. It's called Small Spaces, and this is like a creepy ghost story book. So I loved Bear and the Nightingale. I think her writing is beautiful, so I'm really interested to see what she comes up with for this one. Then if I can, I have a handful of October releases that I would like to get to this month. One of them I'm supposed to be buddy reading with Sushi Rainbow on Instagram, is how I've connected with her. It's called Mammoth by Jill Bagashinsky. And guys, I was so excited when I heard about this book, and I was like, yes, please send me that ARC. It's coming out through a smaller publisher, so I don't know how much you've heard about it, Turner Publishing, but this book sounds amazing. Like I said, it comes out in October, and I think it's a debut author as well. It is a YA contemporary. It's about a plus-size fashion blogger who wants to be a paleontologist, and she gets this summer internship and gets to go on a paleontology dig, and there's romance, there's feminism, there's cool clothes, there's body positivity, women in STEM. It's got like all the things. So I am really excited to pick this one up. I am also hoping to pick up Blanca y Roja by Anna Marie McLemore. She has written several really great books, and I know she always writes these sort of magical realism books that have a lot of great queer representation, and I'm sure this will be no different. I think this is maybe a fairy tale retelling. It involves two sisters who are cursed to be swans of the time or something like that. So I don't know a whole lot, but I'm sure it will be beautiful and I really want to pick this one up. And then finally, because I'm just excited to read this, and I got it recently at an event, if you haven't seen my vlog for Epic Reads Day, go check it out. Up above, I got tickets to go to this really cool event at the HarperCollins offices, and they gave us a bag full of books, including an ARC of an October release that is highly anticipated by a lot of people. Yes, that's right, it is the new Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera book called What If It's Us? I am really excited about this. So I think it is about the relationship between these two boys that have sort of a misconnection and develop a relationship. And I don't know a whole lot, but I'm really excited for it. I think that seeing the two of them writing together will be really interesting because Silvera tends to write these kind of dark, depressing books about death, and Becky writes these really light, fluffy romances, so I'm very curious to see what they have come up with together. And I actually got to see them talk on a panel and they were adorable, and it just made me so much more excited to read this book, so yeah. Alright, so that is everything on my TBR that I'm hoping to tackle in the month of August. It is a lot of ARCs. This is like the month of ARCs. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys have read any of these, or if some of these, well, a lot of them aren't out yet. So if you're excited about some of these for the ones that aren't. But yeah, I am really excited about a lot of these. These are ones that I've been wanting to read for a while, so I'm kind of excited to make space in my TBR for so many ARCs this month. Like I said, talk to me in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.